So I was in the working group on inclusive digital innovations, and I was shocked to learn that only 10% of the farmers in the low and middle income countries use digital tools that are available for their work. So to sell their crops, to just learn about some innovations on how to tackle climate change, etc. Many of them are not aware of how powerful these tools can be as well. There is also a huge challenge on infrastructure. Only half of the farmers in low and middle income countries as well have access actually to the internet. When they have access to the internet, they use it mostly for TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram, and are not really aware of how they can use it actually for work and for agriculture. So, but we're hopeful, and we discussed, some potential solutions, some that are already being used or we're trying to implement slowly in some parts of the world in rural areas. For instance, we discussed semi-online platforms that can have to be updated and where you can find a lot of information on agriculture, where you can also have an audio system for people that cannot read, and then have it in the local languages as well. To increase knowledge on how to tackle different challenges, how to improve the farming systems for several crops, and then. We also discussed some capacity building exercises that could be done there to increase the knowledge on how to use the digital tools, awareness as well, that actually it's possible to use apps to actually increase the quality of the farming, have better crops or more, And we also, so I talked about the 10% of the people that use digital platforms for their work in farming. Maybe find these 10% and make them champions, leaders to inspire others, and facilitate peer-to-peer exchanges, open discussion around it. So within these 10% of farmers in low and middle income countries using the apps, an example was mentioned on the weather apps that can really be. It's extremely useful, right? When you're working in the farms, working with nature, you have to be aware of what's coming up, and that's being used right now, but. Yeah, as I said, only 10% of the farmers use it. So and 90% do not even look at weather apps to see how the weather is improving in the following days, or months, or how's the tendency now. So,
what would you say how things could look differently, maybe on a national, regional scale, if people did?
Using the apps and the digital tools for farming will have an impact, of course, at regional, national level. It will have an impact on the generate incomes, because then when you know how to sell and to whom to sell your crops, but then you generate incomes also for you, for your family. It also will provide more food as well. To the family, a diversity of it. It will increase education, everything, but all that we also need to talk to the government. That was also a point to improve the infrastructures for the internet, because, well, if you don't have I don't really know how really works with the right satellites or the landlines and stuff, then it makes it even more challenging. But we need also to work with governments on that to improve the infrastructure for the internet. So it makes it more accessible, more inclusive as well. The people that are less reachable, that have less access to the internet, are usually women in the rural areas. We need to find a way to make it more reachable. And once they get it, the second challenge is to use it for farming. Unfortunately, it's being used for, well, as I said, TikTok, in Instagram, entertainment, maybe we can block certain websites. We can reduce the access to it by not allowing it nationally. But then what I see, and another way of acting on it, is going from doing capacity building and enhancing awareness, being like, and sharing that what is being shared on these platforms, on the entertainment platforms, is actually not, first, it's not always the truth, not applicable to everyone. A lot of misinformation is being shared as well. Building the capacities for an individual to critically analyze what they are being looking at through the apps and through the platforms, and making them aware that actually this is not the truth, this is not useful, this must be false, or so to me, we need to work from both sides, with the government, but with the people as well in the communities.
Would there be a way to promote the right kind of influencers?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. But for instance, these 10% of the farmers already using the digital tools, we could also make videos of them and share their success stories through some digital tools, through some apps as well too. We can spread their experience to a larger scale.